This BCAN staycation is presented by the Toledo Zoo and Aquarium. Roam near home.
Toledo Zoo is a perfect spot because we kind of offer a little bit of each thing throughout the zoo. It's not just the reptile house. Here at Toledo, we are known for our reptiles. It's a big thing in the whole US. In the community, people are very supportive of the zoo. So it's a part of Toledo that's important to this whole area. So I think overall, coming to the Toledo Zoo, you can learn a lot, you can see a lot. There's a lot of things to experience. And I think overall you'll have a super good time. Big point is, like, if you go to a zoo, especially here, is to take your time, pay attention to things, and you'll see things that like you wouldn't see if you pay attention.
I think this location is perfect just because it gives a year-round aspect of immersing yourself in nature and fascination. If you come here, I can guarantee you are not going to be disappointed, and I can guarantee you'll walk away knowing much more than you probably ever expected to about reptiles, birds, local habitats, sturgeon. There's just so much here to see and learn, and it's really just a fun place to be. The environment's great. You get to see a lot of historic sides, but also really neat, new innovative techniques that are first of a kind in a lot of zoos. So I think that if you're coming here to plan a vacation, you will not be disappointed. Hi, I'm Nick Gordon, and I am a lead herpetology keeper here at the Toledo Zoo. We are in the ProMedica Museum of Natural History. So my job is a little bit of everything. What we really focus on doing is primarily taking care of all of the animals within this building. So that includes both reptiles as well as some of our other taxa-specific species like our venomous fish, as well as our birds, amphibians, and even making sure that the animals are given the best care, as well as we can connect our audience with those animals, because seeing an animal in an exhibit is great, but if you can't tie the visitor to it, we're missing our opportunity to really get the message across about how cool these species are and just the conservation behind them. Then flip side, you go to the more exotic species like our Komodo dragons, for instance, where most people may not have the chance in their lifetime to ever see those animals up close and personal in the wild. So if we can bring them here and fascinate kids of tomorrow and adults of today, why not be able to utilize those animals as ambassadors for the species and their habitats? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually give our Komodo dragons a little bit of a treat. So we've got some raw chicken eggs here, and then we're also going to give them some fish. And even sometimes we give them things for enrichment, but that's also food, like ostrich eggs. Occasionally we'll have ones that are no good and not fertile. So we can actually give those to the Komodo dragons, which is really a neat thing to watch when you see it trying to eat a liquid as if it was a solid. So you might see that with these chicken eggs though, because sometimes they don't always swallow them whole, but usually they do. So we'll go take a closer look. So she's in a good spot, so I'm gonna go in and just make sure to get her in a place where it's easy to work her. They do have a pretty fast metabolism, but as reptiles, they also don't really need a ton of calories to sustain their weight, and they might only eat a deer or a buffalo once every 6 months to a year. With the laser training, what we did is we started conditioning them to basically anytime we would put food items out, we would put the laser on it. So they don't know the laser, what it means, but through that conditioning, they started to see that if we put a laser somewhere, that usually means food. So basically we use this as a technique. Obviously being in here with the animals, we want to be able to turn their focus away from us if we need to. What I'll do is I'll actually have her come right up front. You can see how she turns her attention very quickly towards that laser. I maybe don't get to do as much as I'd love to. It's just connecting with our visitors. Being able to really talk with kids or even adults and just hear them so fascinated about the species we love and be able to just share every little story or fact about them, and you just see their face light up. Hopefully that experience is going to last with them forever. That's what got me into the reptile field a long time ago. Somebody just had a really neat experience with me talking about a Burmese python, and it was fate. Like, I knew exactly what I was going to do, and it was going to be being the champion for these species. So being able to really give our visitors that extra little kind of insider info into these animals' lives, I think is just incredible.